Well, welcome back to our program on Rhode Island Soapbox about French culture and French language in Rhode Island. And my guests are Dominique Gregoire, president of the Alliance Française de Providence.
That's
the way
right.
I guess you say it. And Michael Hébert, who's president of the Rhode Island chapter of the American Association of French Teachers. And we were discussing before the break this word, or at least I heard this word, Francophonie. But not everybody is maybe is familiar with that. So what's that about?
Francophonie means French speaking. So what we decided to do 3 or 4 years ago was to create a group that would gather together the different groups that represent French-speaking people in Rhode Island. And so we have, of course, the American teachers here, and the Museum of Work and Culture in Woonsocket, the Club Richelieu in Fall River and in Woonsocket, the Asian community. And so we gathered about 12 different groups, and we decided to have some activities together. And I think that Michael is going to give us some preview of what's going to happen
we're going to do it again.
The year 2011.
Yeah.
Well, in 2011, our first event will be the opening event. It will be at the State House. Just like last year, we had the flag raising of La Francophonie. La Francophonie is an international association of all the French-speaking countries, or there are countries where French is a minority language, and those countries are also members. There's a flag. It's actually a circle, but not connected circle, with 5 different colors on a white background, and they represent the 5 continents on which French is spoken. And we came up with this idea 3 years ago, inspired by the International Week of the Francophonie in March, which is celebrated throughout the world. And the Francophonie organization has for a goal, basically, it almost acts like a French-speaking UN in a sense, where it promotes diversity, cultural diversity, linguistic diversity, peace, harmony, and it sometimes interjects in certain problems around the world to find solutions.
So the State House is a kickoff, I gather.
Kickoff event.
Well, what actually happens there, other than flag raising?
Okay, it's a flag raising. There's dignitaries,
meaning politicians.
Politicians from, for example, the Rhode Island delegation. I'll use last year as an example. We had delegates from Quebec in France. The Consul General in Boston came. Representative from the delegation from Quebec came, and from Canada as well. And we also had a very special guest, the ambassador, one of the ambassadors to the Francophonie, Mr. Camara. And we had a really nice presentation in the rotunda. There was a couple hundred people there.
Right.
Can the public go?
The public can go, of course. It's open to the public. And we had a group, what was the highlight is we had a group from the French-American School of Rhode Island singing, young children singing, and also students from Michael's class saying poetry. And it was really a very nice event.
And some of it in English, some of it in French?
Most of it is in French, yes. But what is the date of this, Michael?
We're in the second week in March.
Right.
It's to be determined.
So we're going to do that in 2011? Okay.
Yes.
So this is good advance notice of this. And
right.
Hopefully,
yes, to show the vitality and the reality of French studies in Rhode Island schools, we invited students from Classical High School, where I was teaching last year, and they recited a poem on the Francophonie. And of course, the French-American School, the kids' choral sang. And as the culminating activity, we had the Régiment Bourbonnais, which are French reenactors of French troops during the American Revolution, and they shot off their muskets off the
balcony.
The balcony of the State House.
Wow.
It was quite impressive.
Quite impressive. Yeah,
yeah, right.
It's a very nice event.
But that's only a kickoff.
That's a kickoff. It would be followed by a reception, and then the culminating activity would be what we call La Francofête. A big
Sounds like a
party.
festival.
It is.
Yeah,
It's a big party. This year we'll be celebrating at the Johnson & Wales Inn in Seekonk on the 26th of March in the evening, and we'll be having all sorts of activities there with French-speaking musicians, and what's most important, not only to celebrate la Francophonie that week, but we're also doing this with the American Red Cross, because we'll be raising money for the reconstruction of schools in Haiti.
One of the Francophone countries.
One of the Francophone countries. So we hope to get a lot of interest.
And we have a Haitian community here in Rhode Island.
Of course,
yes,
of course.
Yeah. And of course they need the help after the earthquake, floods.
Exactly.
or Haiti
In our own association, if I may speak, the AATF, we actually organized a concert for Haiti back in November.
Wow.
And about 700 students of French from all over Rhode Island came, and we raised $1,000 for the American Red Cross relief efforts.
Well, that's wonderful.
So it was a great opportunity for students to see a Francophone culture outside the classroom, but at the same time to support a very important international cause.
Okay. We've been talking about the French language, but we've been talking in English. Just as a sample to see if our listeners could follow,
Okay.
if I can ask you gentlemen to have a short exchange, not too fast, but to give us a chance, in French, and then let's see if our listeners could follow.
Okay.
Alors, Michael.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Michael.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien, merci. Alors, qu'est-ce que tu fais pour Noël?
Alors, je vais passer Noël chez ma famille, mes parents, et je vais voir mes neveux. J'ai 2 petits neveux, Christian et Danny, et je vais voir mon frère jumeaux. J'ai un jumeau identique, un frère jumeau identique. Ma tante sera là, et on va manger un très bon dîner préparé par ma mère. Et quoi d'autre? Bien sûr, on va ouvrir les cadeaux, etc.
Voilà.
Comme d'habitude. Comme d'habitude.
Alors, et chez nous, nous allons passer le jour de Noël en famille avec mes filles, ma belle-sœur, mon épouse et des amis. Et en France, la tradition, c'est de manger la dinde. Bon, je ne sais pas encore si on va préparer une dinde, mais nous faisons en France la dinde au marron. C'est-à-dire avec des marrons à l'intérieur. Voilà, oui, c'est ça, c'est la tradition. En général, on mange le soir de Noël vers 9h, 10h, et ensuite, comme dans un pays catholique, on va à la messe de minuit.
Mais
Voilà.
oui.
Ah, merci. I think I understand you're talking about what you're doing for Christmas, but maybe you ought to explain now more or less what just went on.
Well, we said hello to each other, and I said that I'm going to be spending Christmas at my family's house, my parents' house. I'm going to see my 2 little nephews and my brother and my twin brother and my aunt. And we're going to have a nice dinner and open gifts as usual. Be a nice tradition.